Hey everyone, my name's Hashim. I'm going to be going into my third year of emergency medicine training here in Ottawa. My year was the first CBD cohort in our program, so we definitely went through some growing pains in the early days, but I'm happy to say that things are functioning a lot more smoothly now. I want to share my co-residents and my top 5 tips to help you get a grip of CBD early so that you can focus on everything else in your soon-to-be very busy lives. While some are more helpful for emergency training, they're still applicable to any training program, so I hope that you find them useful. Tip number 1, roadmap your rotation. A night or two before you starting your next block, go through the EPA list and identify which ones you want to target. Some rotations are better suited for particular EPAs, such as ICU for procedures or managing critically ill patients. Our program was kind enough to create a rubric for us to use, probably because we do so many off-service rotations. So if you don't have one in your program, it might be a good time to make one. Tip number 2, seniors rule. Ask your senior residents to complete EPAs for you. Reviewing a consult with them is a perfect time to get an EPA done. And often you'll review with your senior, not your staff, especially on call. In the ICU, fellows often fill this role. Tip number 3, there's no time like right now. Make your feedback timely. Try to get your EPA completed as close to the assessment as possible. Sure, you can email it off later, but in my experience, this often gets forgotten, either by yourself or the assessor. Make it a goal to get your EPA done before leaving the hospital. Tip number 4, prep and prime the form. To facilitate that timely feedback, help the assessor out by filling out your Elantra form. Just make sure you convey that you filled it out based on your own self-assessment, and that they should adjust any scales and comments as they see fit. Pro tip, if getting more than one EPA at a time, you can save EPAs as drafts or open up multiple tabs in your browser so that you can fire through them quickly. Tip number 5, EPAs in the ED. So everyone's going to have at least one block in the emergency department. And while you never know what's going to come through the door, you can plan to maximize your EPA yield. First of all, make a shift plan with your staff. If there's a particular case you'd like to see, such as orthopedic injuries, ask staff and they'll often let you cherry pick. This may also depend on which part of the department you're in. For example, urgent care has lots of orthopedic, gynecologic, and mental health issues, whereas resus and emergent care will be more cardiology, sepsis, and trauma heavy. Second, decide when they would like to complete the evaluations. If it's a busy shift, the best time is usually at the end of shift, but if you can get your EPA done right after reviewing a case, that's ideal. Finally, don't be shy about asking for more than one EPA. Most staff are more than happy to fill out multiple as long as you've done some of the groundwork and pre-populated them before they sign off. That's about it. The quicker you make this part of your normal process at work, the less you'll have to think about it. So best of luck with the start of your residency, and hopefully when I see you around the hospital, I won't be sporting this ridiculous mustache anymore. Bye now.